Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. And surprise, okay? After the Robbery, yeah. Bishop Robbery still around here talking, okay? Went live today and said some stuff. Also, one of the alleged victims of his did an interview we're going to watch where he say happened. Bishop was supposed to go live with his cousin Eric, who, was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. That ain't happening. We'll address that too, okay? But I was like, let's just go ahead and have a Bishop Robbery watch along today. And then tomorrow we'll get into more gossip topics because stuff is happening, okay? So other things will be discussed tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to have a live tomorrow or if I'm going to just premiere some stuff. We shall see. Okay, we shall see. Anyway, as y'all know, I just got home from work. It is raining, casting dogs out there. It's a lot, okay? But I hope y'all can do a couple things for me. Make sure to like the video, comment in the comment section, share the video, subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBirds, and y'all know to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. Now I'm here. Now look, I'm hoping the power don't go out because it's storming. Okay, I fully got rained on. Okay, my dress is on the floor right there, wet, because I walked in the house and took it off because I was wet doing the hoodie. But how y'all doing? My signal down to 1. Hopefully y'all can hear and see me. I see it's freezing, so I'm gonna pop off screen. Okay, but Bishop Robbery is out here giving us content to talk about. So that's what we gonna do. Okay. Now we're gonna see. We know the Beyonce concert is still going on. She ain't started yet. She hasn't started yet, but the people is there waiting for Beyonce to start. Okay, down at Fort Field. But we're gonna have a good conversation too, watch-alongs about the Bishop of the Robbery, and then that's it. That's it. I know it's new. Look, let me get out the way. I know that Beyonce mama filed for divorce from her husband. We'll discuss that tomorrow. That's breaking news. I know. We ain't talking about that today. Anything that happened today, we're gonna talk about tomorrow. Because I wasn't gonna go live today, honestly. I had canceled my live. I was gonna do it tomorrow, and then Bishop Robbery went live. I'm like, oh, I can do the Robbery live today. And tomorrow we can have a full conference with everything else. Okay. I can get graphics together, get some information. Yep. So before folks tell me, did you know that yes, Mama Tina filed for divorce from Richard Lawson. Literally breaking news. Breaking news. It's all on social media. But we'll fully get into that because by tomorrow I can look into it, get some information. But it just happened. But yeah, so breaking news. You heard it here first. Okay? So yeah. Lord, these divorces, what we gonna do? Jesus, what we gonna do? Okay, but hey, y'all, let me get some hellos. Let me get some hellos in. You know, hey, it's the Robbery. Yeah, Robbery. Wait, we start from the beginning. Do you know what today is? What yesterday was. It was the Robbery. Yeah, Robbery. It's his Robbery. It was the Robbery. Yeah, Rob. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be better. Stop being petty. Yeah. Look. I didn't know either. If Bishop Robbery did not go live, we wouldn't have one. We would not have had one. Look. Let me show y'all because I was thinking about y'all as I was outside in the park of my car. And I was like, you know, let me tell them what's going on while I'm sitting here. So I did a little story. Let me see a little story. Okay, let me see. I tell y'all, it is pouring rain. I literally just put up to the house. A live supposed to start at 9. It is 9:06. Not 9:08. I'm gonna be in the room about 5 minutes, y'all. But I'm just saying, it is pouring rain. I don't have my umbrella. Lord Jesus. But at least the power has not went out as far as I know. So I'm gonna get on live and I'm gonna show this once I'm on live. I want y'all to hear the rain coming. Girl, look at that. Lightning and shit. So I'm finna get in thunder. So I'm finna get drenched. But I'm gonna be in the room in a second, y'all. We going live. We have a Bishop Robbery live today and whatnot, little watch along. But it's pouring down right now. And y'all know Beyonce here today, down in Fort Field. Y'all, it was so much. It was so much rain. Then I got to my door, and it was a bug flying outside. I'm like, bug, move. So I found a bug outside because when I open my door, it's I gotta get that little screen thing. It's just crazy. But hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Y'all hope y'all have like nice. Welcome to the corner. Welcome to the corner. Okay, but yeah. Hey to everyone. Good evening. I sang the song already because y'all like the song. I be making up songs all the time. Okay, but yeah. Okay, go ahead and premiere, baby. Y'all, I'm probably do my little lamp. I feel like my light not bright enough. I may do like 2 premieres tomorrow for some of the gossip stuff. Okay, but I'm tired. Okay. But yeah, Beyonce's still there. My mom and my sister there right now. Thank you, MP Naturals. Hey, delete I've been Detroit this weekend. Do you have any recommendations for Z? It depends. You want to eat? I want to eat with the locals, not tourists. Thank you, Arturo, for the Cash App. If you want some good food, one go down to. Ooh, it's so many. Send me a DM. DM me and I'm gonna because it depends on what you want. If you want some good steak, if you want some like this, go to Demo. Y'all hear that thunder? For sure, get a good corned beef sandwich from Demo Town Deli down on Gratiot. That's the best place for a corned beef sandwich or some corned beef egg rolls. That's a takeout place. You ain't gonna sit down there and eat. You're gonna go get it. And you just it look like you from here. Don't be looking around. Go in there, order a little sandwich, little corned beef egg roll. It's freaking delicious. But it depends on what you want to eat. So send me a DM and I'll give you some suggestions on what you may want to eat. Because we have it really depends on what your taste buds are. But I always suggest because we known for our corned beef sandwiches. So for sure, that's the best place to get a corned beef from the Demo Town Deli is on Gratiot. I'm going to miss Bishop when he goes. Not when they go to jail. He may. I mean, you. Hey, cousin. Hey, Nay. That's my cousin. Hey, cousin. How you doing? I love you. Okay, I'm saying we around here. You might be right. You have to say right. Oh, that's not slap for the girl. Slap too. What the hell? Who Beyonce mama slap? We don't know. Anyway, y'all, let's get into the Bishop of the Robbery because it's been 12 minutes. And again, I don't know its power because when I come home, it was some place that was out power. And I don't want to lose power around here because we got to watch the videos. So, again, tomorrow will be gossipy stuff, either some premiere stuff or live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Bishop was around here. Now, I only have one graphic, and it's this. That's it. So Bishop was around here. He was mad yesterday. He went live yesterday, and we did not know why he was kind of upset. And I feel like now, I did not know that Buspanti, the white man who Bishop keeps saying set him up, he did an interview yesterday and told us sad things. Because the Bishop kept doing interviews saying the white man was setting him up. So said white man said, the first bubble, that's the white man Bishop keeps saying set him up for the grand larceny, the 5K embezzlement or whatever it was. That's that man. And he did a whole interview giving all the information. Okay. But why he ain't do this and why he ain't do that and what Bishop did do and what he did not do. So I want to play that first because, and I'll pop off screen because my signal will second through it. Bishop kept saying, "Oh, Rodman Spumante, I know what the man name is. The Spumante man set me up. He set me up. He set me up." We never heard from the man before, but the man said, "Oh, if you're gonna keep doing interviews about me and saying my name, let me go do one about you." Okay, so let's get into that, and we're gonna discuss what the man is saying because I remember what Bishop kept saying. Okay, let's go.
A lot of things I could start with, but I just want to, basically touch on.
That's him, y'all. That's the white man. Y'all know I'm eating some nuggets. That's the white man. So remember, y'all. Sorry, I'm trying to eat and work. Eat and work. Bishop said this man looked him up, set him up. He didn't do it. and all this stuff. He went on a few different radio shows. He went on a few different interviews saying that this man did this and that. Now let's listen to what he said.
Some items that Bishop Lamar brought to your show a month ago.
Go ahead.
That were, false. I was introduced to Bishop Lamar by a gentleman. I used to own the largest luxury car rental business in New York. It was called VIP Cars. We had about 108 cars. We did a lot of music videos. We did a lot of luxury high-end car rental, Rolls Royce, Lamborghinis, etc., etc. Had a body shop in the Bronx that I bought about 2 years ago for like $500,000. A gentleman walks in one day,
You got money? You got money.
Broker in New York City who was a big broker in the car rental business walks in and says this guy wants to rent out his car. I'll never forget, Bishop walks in with this big, huge chain that either cost less than a Hershey bar or more than, a Rolls Royce.
A fake chain? Now, y'all remember, let's go to Bishop page now. This is an interactive live, y'all. Okay? This is an interactive live that will be paused when somebody says something. We got to go find the proof of it. So that way, can't nobody say, but we ain't see it. He making up stuff. I don't believe it. I want to show y'all, I can see the lightning outside. I really hope if my power go out, we'll have to do this tomorrow. We're going to hope and pray the power don't go out. Jesus be an extension cord. Okay. While I'm looking for the chain of the bishop, Jesus be an extension cord. Protect my house and do not let my power go out. We is around here doing the Lord's work. Okay. We looking for a chain on the bishop who they say is doing wrong things, Jesus. So do not, please don't let my power go out. But if you do let my power go out, let it come back on tomorrow for us to have a good time. Okay? I'm just saying, because maybe you want me to get some rest today, Jesus. I don't know, Jesus. But Jesus, if you let my power go out, let me, please, God, make it come back on tomorrow. I'm looking for that damn chain, y'all. We've seen it before. We have for sure seen that big old dumb chain. That man, I probably just Googled that man's name and found it. Because it's him, I think, like in a green suit with a big stupid chain, look like a drug dealer. And I just feel like when he says stuff like, I remember this and that, I'm not yet, because we didn't know that man back then. We didn't know him then. He was around here, where is it? Because I'm not crazy. I remember the chain, because I kept saying, why is a pastor in that kind of big ass chain? No one needs a Jesus piece that big, not even Jesus. Jesus pieces ain't that big. Why that man piece that big? I'm scrolling. Lord Jesus. I hate when I'm looking for something I can't find it. Oh, is this it? This is one of them, y'all. Share my screen. Don't you leave. Promise I'll be here. That's the chain. That he would, one of the chains I remember seeing him in before. Let me Google Bishop Lamar Whitehead and see if I can find the other one. I think it's this one. You know what I'm saying? He had big gaudy chains in the beginning. Even this big old gold chain link that he around here wearing. So him, like when I remember, because it's like that's this one too. A big gaudy chain that looked fake. Just saying. Let's go.
Or the other, right? And I basically shoved them off and said, I'm not interested. It was a huge cross. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. About 6 months goes by, I get a phone call from this young woman. She says, my car got into an accident. Can you fix my car? I said, yeah, I'm not really at the body shop that often, but I'll come. I come to the body shop, meet her. She identifies herself as Bishop Lamar Whitehead's sister-in-law. Her name was Ashley. Very beautiful, pretty girl, cool girl. She says, can you give me a car to use for a couple weeks while you fix my car? I said, yeah, sure. She had a Maserati truck. We fixed it. I gave her a brand new BMW X6M to drive around for a couple weeks. She drives the car and don't hear anything. Bishop calls me one day. Thanks for fixing my sister-in-law's car. I said, hey, cool. Nice to meet you. Pleasure. He got my number from his sister-in-law. About 3 or 4 months goes by. I get a FaceTime back to back. I pick up. I'm like, hey, what's up? He goes, hey, Brandon, it's Bishop. My wife's car got hit, G-Wagon. I said, okay. I said, I'm not really at the body shop. I'm in real estate. I said, I'm not really in the body shop that often. He goes, well, can you fix her car? I said, yeah, that's fine. At this time, I shut down the rental business. I'm not renting cars. I don't have any cars anymore. I have my personal Lamborghini Urus and a Aventador SVJ. I don't have any
These are some expensive cars. Can I get a car too?
cars to give anyone for free. He brings his wife's car to the shop, comes to the shop. He goes, my wife needs a car to drive. I said, okay, we'll cover her rental. The car, the G-Wagon, was like $25K to fix. So I go and I rent his wife a Cadillac Escalade from Blue Street Exotics in Long Island. I pay $13,000.
So what I think he was saying was the wife car got into an accident because of the damage. I'm assuming that the insurance company allowed 25 grand to fix the car. To cover whatever's going on while the car is being fixed. I'm thinking that's what he meant. And then he spent Mama, I am on live, Lord Jesus. My mom at the Beyonce concert, my sister, and she keeps texting me. I love her to death. So I'm assuming he meant, the 25,000. We spent 13,000 for a rental car for them, and so it was 12 grand left. I'm assuming that's what he meant.
To rent a car. Now you're a businessman. Everybody's a businessman. Now I'm into it. I have 12 grand left to play with, right? By the time I buy parts for the car, I do everything. There's no money left at all. He starts at the end of the job. I got to get mine. Starts coming every day to the shop, every day. Every other word out of his mouth is Eric Adams this, Eric Adams that, Eric Adams this, Eric Adams that, Eric Adams this. I said, listen, I'm building a building in the Bronx right now. I said, I don't have anything to do with Eric Adams. I don't know any Eric Adams. I don't want nothing to do with Eric Adams. I got to get mine. I said, bro, I don't know what you're talking about.
What does he mean by I got to get mine?
There is no extra money in this job at all. He goes, I don't give a fuck. He goes, I'm from the streets. He goes, and don't get this, misconstrued of the way I dress and who I am. I'm from the streets. I got to get mine. I said, bro, I paid $13,000 for a fucking... Sorry for swearing.
No, you can curse. Go ahead.
Okay. I paid $13,000 for a fucking rental for your car. There's no money left in this deal whatsoever. So you want me to lose money to fix your wife's car? How the fuck does that make any sense?
Now, the gotcha is the kind of sort of play devil's advocate. That sound like Bishop Robbery. How he be talking on his lives, that sound like stuff he'll say. So it's one or two things. Either this absolutely happened because it sounded exactly how the man talked, or because Bishop Robbery is on live so much talking, he know what the man would say. Now, it don't seem like the man lying, but I don't know either one. I wasn't there. I'm giving my opinion. I'm giving commentary about what I see. Because y'all know we base all our stuff on what we see, what we hear from the horse's mouth, okay? And him say, because we see the bishop always say, don't forget who I am. I'm from the dirt. I'm from the mud. I'm from the hood. He always say that in general. So it sound like him.
He goes, bro, I don't give a fuck what you got to do. He starts sending me Zelle requests, starts telling me his brother's going to pick it up. Don't get misconstrued who I really am. People don't fuck with me in the streets. I can roll around with all this jewelry on. I'm not really, don't play me because I'm a bishop.
We've heard him say that. Just on the last live, he said, y'all could have came and got me, I roll around all the time without my, with my stuff on. So that stuff he regularly say. Come on now, Tracy. Come through, Tracy. Tracy just sent me a video of the bishop, and we think that so yeah, this is the big ass gaudy chain. Because this is back in early 2022, which is probably around the time all this stuff happened. Let's keep listening.
This time I'm living in an $8 million house in Weehawken, New Jersey, overlooking the whole city, have the whole setup, everything. Starts, I need my fucking $5 grand. You fucking faggot. I have recordings, everything. Starts calling me all sorts of crazy names. I'm like, bro, listen. I said, at the time I sold the body shop out to two guys because I don't have time to go there every day. The two guys, I go, give him his $5 grand. Let's move on with this situation. We're not giving him his $5 grand. I go, well, I'm not giving him $5 grand out of my own pocket. I'm not losing money to fix some guy's car that no body shop in the world, I don't care what you have, will give you a $13,000 rental for a month. That's how much they charge me for the Escalade, a month. Long story short, he starts making threats. Yo, I'm going to send somebody to come pick up my fucking money. I'm going to show up at your house. I'm going to pull up on you. Starts talking like a street guy. I go, bro, I'm not a street guy. I said, just because, I hung out with...
He don't look like a street guy. We don't believe this one right here is street. Yo, I'm so sorry for eating on camera in between. But I ate some breakfast, so I'm trying to eat in between. So excuse my chew up a little bit. But we have heard him use the F word in general conversation. We have heard him talk like that when he's pissed. Okay? We've seen it before. So I believe that part.
Street guys in the car rental business. I'm not a street guy. All of a sudden, he starts, yo, I'm going to pull up at your house tonight. You're a fucking faggot. Starts calling me all sorts of names. Every day, starts calling me names. I said, listen, I'm going to pay you. I said, I don't want nothing to do with you. I can't stand you. You're the most annoying person in the world. Anybody who's a real businessman can't come and sit at someone's body shop for 5 or 6 hours. He would come sit at the body shop for 5 or 6 hours straight, sit there on the other side of my desk and basically tell me about his real estate deal in Connecticut, tell me about this real estate deal, that real estate deal, how he has City Hall in his back pocket, Eric Adams this, Eric Adams that, he has guns in his church, okay? Everything.
That's my favorite. Like, what? Guns in the church? He get the pows in the Lord's house? Jesus. So what? Now, we also know when the robbery first happened, and he was first going on live, he was always mentioning Eric Adams, the mayor. He was always mentioning that man's name. In old videos, you would also see him talking about Eric Adams. So I can fully see him in a conversation and consistently bringing up Eric Adams because that's his connection to something powerful. But you want him with the guns in the temple tonight, Lord, the thieves in the temple tonight.
Wow. So I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this guy thinks he is. So one night, it was a Friday night, it was around Greek Orthodox Easter weekend. My fiance is in Ohio. I'm on the phone with one of my boys who used to work at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan, and I'm telling him the story. I go, bro, I said, I think Eric Adams is trying to extort me through this guy. Because he kept saying for me to introduce my best friend as a legit billionaire.
Can I meet him? I want to meet a billionaire. I want to meet a billionaire.
Real estate developer. He's a Hasidic Jew. He's a legit billionaire. Like, legit. Mm-hmm. He kept saying, introduce me to him. I got City Hall in my back pocket. Eric Adams, when he was Borough Hall president, was going to give me a $60 million construction contract. I didn't have a construction business. E will do anything for me.
That sound like him to you, sir. It sounds like now again, this is the man that Bishop Robbery said set him up. He kept saying, I did not try to extort him for no 5K. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. But this man sounds believable.
So I call my boy. I go, this guy wants $5,000. And basically, he's going to leave me alone. But he keeps talking about City Hall do things for me with my building. They'll give me benefits, right? I could get you this. I could get you that. It's my time to shine. It's my time to eat. I didn't get to eat because I guess when Eric Adams became Borough Hall president, I'm speaking out of, not sure about this. He had just came out of jail, and basically he didn't have anything at that time. Now that he had something, whether he did or he didn't, people thought he did because the guy's driving around 2 Rolls Royces, a Lamborghini, etc., etc. He comes across as a guy who has the wherewithal to be able to do real estate. Mm-hmm. So he goes, introduce me to your boy. So I call my boy and I go, this guy wants to borrow. Then he started asking me to borrow $500,000. I said, let me get
$500,000.
Your Zelle. I said, I'll Zelle you the 5K. I didn't even have Zelle at the time because my bank doesn't have Zelle. I said, let me get your Zelle. I knew that was the quickest, easiest way to get him. I'm going to send you your Zelle. So that Friday night, I called my boy who used to work at the U.S. Attorney's Office, and I'm like, yo, I think the mayor of New York is trying to extort me through this guy because every day this guy's saying he's going to set up meetings with Eric Adams. He's going to do this with Eric Adams, introduce my boy, who's a legit billionaire, to Eric Adams. We're going to sit down with Eric Adams. Eric Adams has the key to the city. He could get whatever he wants from Eric. Eric's his boy. Eric's his mentor. Eric's something with Bishop Lamar Whitehead's dad got killed by the NYPD.
And that's all stuff Bishop Robbery used to say. Now, I want to say this. I feel like he's not saying Eric Adams was trying to do whatever. He was like, every time Bishop Robbery is around here talking to me, he keep bringing up Eric Adams. And in some situations, if somebody who's a mayor, a governor, a congressperson, they don't directly approach you with the bullshit because they don't want any direct connection to it. And I'm not in any way saying that Eric Adams was doing that, but I'm just saying, like, usually, like, y'all know I watch shows. I watch all the shows, okay? And usually, you know what I'm saying, the governor's homeboy is the one talking to the folks in the streets. Like, yeah, we can get a contract for this and that, you know what I'm saying, on Kwame Kilpatrick. People here in my city, you know what I'm saying? We had people in the city council, the folk who do things or whatever, who was giving certain contracts to certain friends, getting money up under the table, all that. Like, it really does happen. And usually the person never hears from the direct person. You won't hear from the president, the governor, the mayor, whoever. You hear from their people. So him, like, every time I'm around Bishop telling me about his connection to Eric Adams. So what it sounds like is Eric Adams trying to get me on take the Bishop Robbery? Because why keep around here and keep bringing it up? I'm just saying.
I'm like, okay, fine. So I call my boy. It's a Friday night. I'm living in my house, right? I call it my boy. I go, what should I do? I said, I really think the mayor's on the take. I said, there's some weird shit going on here. Every word out of this guy's mouth is Eric Adams, Eric Adams, Eric Adams. And he presents himself as a thug and as a legitimate businessman. So my boy goes, dude, you need to call the U.S. Attorney's Office right now. So I said, are you sure? He goes, yeah. So I dial the 212 number to the U.S. Attorney's Office. They put me on the phone with 2 AUSAs, 2 FBI agents, and another guy. I explained to them basically what Bishop Lamar Whitehead said to me. They said, that's crazy. It sounds unbelievable that someone would throw around the mayor of New York City's name like that.
Which is true. Usually, it's true. No one should be tossing around the folks' name in public like that. But in my opinion, I don't even think that Bishop Robbery was trying to connect old boy to the mayor. I think Bishop Robbery was trying to make a connection on his own. Now, what connection? I don't know. But Belmonte dude, who was like, I'm talking to my homie who used to work for the folk, and they were like, you should call the people. Call what people? The 911 people. Call the city folk. Call the attorney people. Call the popo ho. Call the popo ho. He got popos on them hoes. And when you tell the FBI, the CIA, whoever, the alphabet boys, it do sound crazy. It do sound crazy.
It's not like he's throwing around his name, your name, her name, not that you guys are nobodies, but, you know, this is the mayor of New York City saying basically he's going to give us a homeless shelter in the Bronx for a building that's not a homeless shelter. That was our discussion, okay? And he spoke so candidly of the mayor that he, like, basically, these are my text messages, this is everything. I speak with him. He called him E, then he would refer to him as Eric. So I said, the next morning, it was a Saturday morning, at 7 a.m., I get a call from a block number. It was the FBI. They said, where do you live? I said, Weehawken, New Jersey.
If the FBI called me, bitch, I'm quitting. If the FBI called me, bitch, I'm leaving. I'm going to Guam, to Puerto Rico, to Tanzania, Zimbabwe, the Bermuda Triangle, Transylvania. If the FBI called me asking me where I live, I gotta go. I gotta go right now, because I ain't do shit.
They said, yeah, we're on our way to your house right now.
What? My house? Why you want to come to my house? I don't want y'all here.
I said, what? I said, you're on your way to my house right now. I said, I just got off the phone with you guys last night at 11 o'clock. He goes, yeah, this is really serious. I'm like, okay. I said, that's fine. Come in my house. They sit in my house for about 2 hours. They asked me.
I would have been scared. Y'all want some water? Y'all want some vodka? I got some ice. Y'all want some ice? Y'all want some? Y'all want some nuggets? Some KFC? I would not want the FBI just sitting in my damn house.
To make a recorded call to the bishop. Straight up. They said, if you're not lying, you have to make a recorded call. Show us that you weren't lying. You kept us on the phone last night for an hour and a half telling us this story about how this guy drops the mayor of New York's name every 5 seconds. So a week before this, he asked me to borrow $500,000 for his project in Connecticut. He said he needed $500,000 to finish his project in Connecticut, and I had sent my father, who died in September of 2022.
May he rest in peace.
Thank you. This is around June 2022. I sent my father, my father's a big construction guy in Connecticut, to check out his property in Connecticut to try and help him when we were on good terms. That's when I did it, right? Now, we weren't on good terms, and I didn't...
Right? This is good. This is juicy. This is juicy stuff. I'm going to give him some nuggets. But again, the FBI saying you called us accusing the mayor of being on the table. You got to prove it. Call him.
Give him his $5,000 yet. You know, every other word out of his mouth is, I need my fucking money. I got to get mines, blah, blah, blah. So the FBI comes to my house. I do a recorded call. The recorded call goes like this. He's in his fucking closet. That's huge. Like, the guy's got a closet like a celebrity you see on, MTV Cribs, right? And I have a big-ass house, but I don't have any clothes, right? So this guy's living, like, large. And he's in there folding, like, Fendi and Gucci and all these fucking brands that, I've never had before in my life. And, he goes, yeah, me and you will sit down with Eric. Just get me my $5,000. Everything's going to go, as planned. And we're going to make money together. We're going to make millions together.
Now, again, we have seen Bishop Robbery say, Bill Monty set me up. He lying on me. He's a federal informant and all this stuff. However, if these conversations are on recording, what you said is what get you in trouble.
So that call was recorded. I did it in my Lamborghini Urus in front of my house with the FBI agent literally sitting in the backseat of my car. It, like, hunkered down, right? So then he goes, I still want my $5,000. I need my fucking $5,000. Starts flipping out on me, like fucking calling me crazy names. So the FBI gave me $5,000 to give to him.
Wow.
He says to me, listen, we're going to make millions together. We're going to run City Hall. I got connections. We did about 3 or 4 other recorded phone calls back and forth where he would say, Eric Adams is my right-hand man. Eric Adams was at the Met Gala. He called Eric Adams right in front of me. Eric Adams did not pick up the call in any of the conversations ever. But his assistant did, and Bishop was trying to get a meeting with Eric Adams to sit down with us to do a business deal together. The FBI had me give him the $5,000, and in his interview with you, he says I set him up. And that they're not using me as a witness in the case, and that I lied about all this stuff. Everything is on recordings.
That's the gotcha. Even if Belmonte said, you know what, I'm gonna try to set up the bishop that don't nobody know. If you take the bait and you are also around here trying to ask for money for this and for that from someone you should look. I'm not a criminal. I watch a lot of TV that lets me know what to do, what not to do. And I also have common sense. I'm also from the hood. You understand? All day, 313. Okay? NFL for life. You should never talk business with anyone who you don't really know like that. One, over the phone. And two, just in general, don't bring up whoever the big person is. So Bishop basically, right, Bishop told on himself. Because he was on the phone, because even if the FBI in the backseat of Belmonte called Bishop, Bishop said, hey, yeah, I need $5,000, man. And I'm gonna hook up the meeting between you and Mayor Adams. That sounds like, yeah, give me this, I'll get you that. You should never do that. You should never do that. I ain't saying that Belmonte is an innocent bystander. I don't know that man. What I do know is he was smart enough not to get caught.
I didn't lie about anything. Everything from A to Z is on recordings that the FBI had me record all our conversations with him, in which he goes into detail over and over again of, you need to give me my fucking money, you need to give me $500,000, you need to do this, you need to do that, or basically, I'm going to get your project shut down, I'm going to make your life miserable.
So once you say to someone, I have a connection to the mayor, I have connections to the city folk. If you don't pay me what I'm telling you to pay me, the $5,000 plus the $500,000, I'm gonna get all your shut down immediately. And that is how Bishop Robbery got them charges.
I'm not really who you think I am. Don't let the bishops close, basically deceit who I really am, because.
And we've heard him say that recently. Don't let what I wear get. I'm from the mud. He do all that. Extortion. It's extortion. Belmonte people in construction probably already checked Bishop out. That's why they told him to call the F to be the I.
I'm really a thug deep down inside. He would basically throw out a couple times. He said he was, involved with the Crips. He said, even though I know when Casanova got arrested in 2020, I paid for his lawyer the day he got arrested.
Why you paying for criminal lawyers? What's happening? Okay.
James Casares, I paid $75,000 for Casanova's lawyer the day he got arrested, and the FBI came to my house when Casanova was a fugitive from justice. He called.
So the FBI know you live for real. Look, I have never had the FBI know where I lived.
And he basically told me, he said, I don't care who you fuck with. And I said, bro, Cass and I were cool. I'm not a street guy, but I'm not I'm a cool dude. Like, people like me in the streets, I did a lot for a lot of people. The day that Cass got arrested, literally he called me that day. He said, I need a lawyer. I got him a lawyer, and I wired $75K to James Casares that day, right? That Casanova got arrested. So then he starts with the whole $500,000. I need $500,000. I need $500,000. So.
I didn't say nothing. Dawn said something. The gotcha is, the question I have is, did Bishop get with the wrong person? Did Bishop try to get somebody who ended up getting him? It's his extortion-versary. Yeah. Extortion-versary. It's the extortion-versary. It's the extortion-versary. Yeah. It's crazy. Because, as I said, I don't think this man is, squeaky clean. I feel like he has connections as well with folk. He probably helped folk out. He helped people out. And Bishop thought, I'm come around here and be cool with somebody who I probably heard do some things for some change. They got some money. Because I need some money. Because we still don't know where Bishop get his money from.
I never gave him the $500,000. We basically strung him along that I was going to give him the $500,000. And he would say, once you give me the $500,000, I'm going to make the introduction to Eric Adams. So basically it was, I want you to fix my wife's car for free, right? I want you to lose $5,000 on fixing my wife's car. Then I want you to give me $500,000 that you're going to lend me against my property in Connecticut. Which his property in Connecticut, my friend actually did the mortgage. I don't know what you guys know about mortgages, but if he took the $500,000, he would have been in default because you can't have a second position loan on the property.
What?
So first position is my friend, second position would have been me. And basically he was just trying to defraud me to give him $500,000 when he hadn't made a payment on the building in 3 or 4 months.
Nigga, what? Now he tried to get you to give him $500,000 for a construction business or building that he had not paid on in months.
So his whole thing was, I'm the,
Well, I want to say one thing I done seen, right, since when does the FBI get involved at the one call? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, before the Belmonte situation, that parishioner lady had already accused him of the $90K situation. Now I see y'all saying, "Say what not?" We're gonna rewind what he just said about that. We're gonna rewind what he said about the house. But again, I think before this happened, the older lady had already tried to sue him and went to the authorities, alleging that Bishop Robbery allegedly stole $90,000 from her. So I think that was already going on, and they was already looking into him for that. So this was just added on to that. But I'm gonna rewind a little bit because it ain't much left of this. Let me see. Of him talking about, the Connecticut property.
I want you to lose $5,000 on fixing my wife's car. Then I want you to give me $500,000 that you're going to lend me against my property in Connecticut. Which is property in Connecticut. My friend actually did the mortgage. I don't know what you guys know about mortgages, but
my friend did the mortgage.
If he took the $500,000, he would have been in default because you can't have a second position loan on the property.
So what I think that means is he had a property. My friend, did the mortgage on the property. So my friend's name was on it. My name will be on it. His name is all these fucking names. And he still want me to give him more money for nothing.
So first position is my friend. Second position would have been me. And basically he was just trying to defraud me to give him $500,000 when he hadn't made a payment on the building in 3 or 4 months.
So he not even paying on the shit. That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy. That you want someone to give you money for a building that you don't even fully own. Kind of the same way that he got the whole thing going on with that church down there in New York. That he said he owned it, but we're gonna address that a little bit once we get to Bishop Robbery's live from today.
So his whole thing was, I'm the, thug bishop is what I would call him deep down inside. Mm-hmm. He's not a good person. He comes across as a good guy. He tries to get on your good side. My father was dying at the time, and basically...
Oh, his voice trembled when he said my daddy would die at the time. That's so sad.
He just wanted everything he could get from me. And once he knows he's not going to get anything, you're a piece of shit. You're a scumbag. You're a lowlife. You're trash.
As we've seen him do on his lives. That once somebody he kind of cool with, he fall out with, all of a sudden they bald-headed ski jumpers. All of a sudden they F words. You know what I'm saying? We've seen him do that before. How he's upset. He can't get what he want to get. And he then cuss everybody out. You bald-headed ski jumper.
Everything. So he says, I set him up on your radio show. He goes, he set me up. I didn't set him up. He set himself up.
He set himself up?
I mean, what kind of a setup, though? You had a phone call, FBI, kind of felt set up. Granted, he deserved it. I'm not going to say he didn't deserve it, but it kind of was a little setup.
He like, well, I didn't care. This is my thing. Somebody setting you up to me means I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. And they put a dead body in my trunk and then called 911 and said they seen me put a body in my trunk. That's setting somebody up. Setting me up is I was not involved in the robbery. But y'all put the cash in my trunk and called 911 to come get me. That's setting somebody up. If we having these interactions and you keep talking about this and that and that and this, you setting yourself up. Because I'm telling you, man, I don't know. And you are an active participant in the conversation. Because because the trial starts in February, and we gonna cover the trial. I may have to take a sabbatical to go to New York and be in court for the trial. If during the trial we hear these recordings and we do hear Bishop Robbery saying these things, he fully set himself up. If you're gonna be right here doing things, maybe don't involve nobody else in what you're doing, who you don't know. Sometimes when people is around here trying to connect themselves to bigger entities to move higher, faster, you fuck yourself over. Slow and steady win the race. You can't trust all the peoples.
But I agree. He did deserve what he got because, I mean, listen, if he was trying to defraud you out of money, right is right, wrong is wrong. So how did it end without him going to jail?
What do you mean?
Because if the FBI is involved,
He did get arrested.
oh, he did.
He got arrested right before Christmas for extortion, which was the $5,000
Okay.
for the car, and then the potential simultaneous fraud of the loan of $500,000.
Yeah.
So those are the charges he's currently facing. The $5,000 extortion, basically embezzlement for $500,000. Lying to the FBI about how many phones he had while under investigation. Allegedly taking the money from that lady.
Using Eric Adams as my go-to, because he basically was offering us city benefits on behalf of Eric Adams without Eric Adams' knowledge of him doing this.
But here's the next thing.
Yeah.
Eric Adams has to get on some kind of public forum and denounce his relationship with this man.
He hasn't.
And that's a problem.
It is a problem. No one understands why. And I did an interview from the New Yorker magazine back in December when he got arrested. I did an interview with the New Yorker magazine, and I sat down with them, and they said, why do you think Eric Adams hasn't? I think they're friends. I think they were friends at one point, but I don't think Eric Adams is a bad person. I don't think Eric Adams was ever in on any of this. I think the bishop tried to leverage his relationship with Eric Adams to basically try and defraud me and look at me as an easy target.
And I also feel like, I don't live in New York, but I have not seen anything of Mayor Adams saying anything except I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And he ain't saying nothing else is there. Also, Bishop Robbery has not said Mayor Adams' name in a while. The last time I remember, I don't think he said it in a minute. It's been a while. I know he ain't said it not none in 2023.
The situation when I was an easy target, and he actually asked people, does Brandon know people in law enforcement before he met me? Then he goes on your show and says that I put bugs inside cars, I had rappers arrested, I had this arrested, when all I did ever in my life, when I had you could ask anybody, people had my Rolls Royce Cullinan shot up in the Bronx. I fixed it myself, never had them pay for it.
Who shot your car up? Not somebody had your car shot up, and the fact that you saying you did not have the folks who shot your car up pay for it, meaning you knew them? Girl, this is G.
When Cass got arrested, paid for his lawyer. So many kids, we had 108 total cars. So many kids would come to us all the time, say, oh, I just got arrested for credit card theft. Can you help me get a lawyer? Can you help me get this? Can you help me?
Why they all got credit cards there? Why they selling credit cards? Is credit card theft just something that goes on in New York?
Can you do this? Can you do that for me? And we would help everybody. We're not out here to hurt anybody, but at the same time, we're not out here to be taken advantage of by anyone. And he says, oh, the FBI wasn't onto him. But then right after he gets arrested for my case, right, he gets arrested for buying his house with fake bank statements. And then recently, and I don't follow him, he said that I was, on your show, he said that I was watching him before. I didn't even know who the hell he was, nor do I really care who he is. Yeah, I don't even go to church. I went to a Catholic school, but I don't even pray to God. So I would never...
I don't pray to God, Lord Jesus.
Or pray to him, first of all. And anybody who's driving a nicer car than I'm driving and, leaves your house and can sit there for 6 hours and you leave your house at 11 a.m. in the morning is obviously up to some sort of no good.
And we still trying to figure out what Bishop be driving to in his car. We still be wondering. Now, I want to say, you get caught up in the wrong crowd. This sounds like a situation where people who have their hands in the streets, their hands is in the streets, over there in the streets, over there. And both of them trying not to get played. And, he won. Because he had more connections. And it feels like, in my opinion, him and Bishop were two individuals who, again, dabbled in no street people, as they both have admitted, and somebody felt like you ain't gonna punk me, I'm gonna call the FBI. And the FBI said, okay, we got you. And then things happened.
You know, and had I lent him the money, he's lost the building in Connecticut, or he's in the process of losing the building in Connecticut. It was just signed over to a receiver. He sued me for $200 million.
He did.
I've never been actually served with the lawsuit, but his lawyer, Brian Ponder, and I'm sure I'll get sued again right after this interview. I'm 100% sure. His lawyer basically just puts it on the internet that he's suing me for $200 million, and I don't get served, but it just is this media frenzy. That's what he does this for. It's all just a big joke.
Yep. And we know he keeps suing folk for hundreds of millions. I don't think anyone he said he sued has been served, probably besides the DJ lady. You know. And I agree with Nola. I do not think this man right here is an innocent bystanding savior of the credit card scheme and scamming people, the car fixer, the car renter. I believe he's dabbled and dabbled too, but I do believe his story of what Bishop was saying, how he took it. He then took it to the FBI, and the bishop, being the bishop, just kept on his bullshit and was saying things that if the things that Belmonte is saying are on recording from the F, the B, and the I mean, sir, you won't carry the camera. You recorded. That's me. That's busted.
So when I saw your interview, people were reaching out to me and they're like, bro, you need to go on there. You need to clear the air of what exactly happened. Because what he did was not kosher. It wasn't cool. It wasn't right. And you want to pretend you're someone of God. You need to really be someone of God. Not be, either, I say this, either you're a mobster or you're, a church guy. You can't be both.
Right.
I mean, some are both, and they just got to talk to God about that.
And he wanted to be both. And that's a major issue in this whole thing. And there's more things probably coming towards him because he's done a lot of people dirty like this. And then he wants to come on here and throw shade on me. I would sit down with him across right here and have a debate with him because he can't say that I ever set him up. I did this, I did that. He did everything himself because he was the one who was saying, give me this and I'm going to get this from City Hall. When there really was nothing to give me from City Hall.
Gotcha.
And it's not right.
Belmonte came up on this. That was an interview. Belmonte came around here in a goddamn on polo shirt, a hat, and read the bishop for filth. You hear me? He didn't shave. He didn't take the green armband off. He said, I'm gonna say what happened and that's it. Now again, we have to wait for the court case to come out to hear the recordings. But y'all do know usually the FBI, not the police, not because Bishop Robbery, it ain't state stuff. He has federal charges. It's federal. It's federal. You hear me? Now, that was yesterday. Bishop Robbery went live today. Now, he was supposed to have went live with his cousin. His cousin is Eric Whitehead. Eric is the guy from Love and Hip Hop who was engaged to Sierra. But he went live to have a conversation. I need y'all to do one little thing though. Like the video. Y'all don't like it is a thing to do. So I kept seeing, I saw something old, it was on YouTube. And I seen the dude Eric from Love and Hip Hop, and I never knew Eric's last name. And I'm like, Eric Whitehead. I'm like, there's only one Whitehead in America. And that's the bishop of the Robbery. I wonder if they related. Well, they're cousins. Shocking to me, okay? And they have both posted on their social medias that they, as you know, a dynamic duo together forever. No, I'm sorry, but they were going to do a live today, like a mental health check-in, something, something, something. Let me show y'all the cousin, in case some of y'all don't watch Love and Hip Hop, because I don't currently watch it. You know what I'm saying? But I know the folks. So you know him and Sierra. Now I told y'all before that this dude remind. Now y'all know the movie Underworld with the lichens. I said Eric looked like he can be a lichen. He's a black lichen. Those are the werewolf people. And I don't mean that in any shady way. I think he's a handsome young man, but when I see his face, I just think lichen. You can't tell me that he ain't Volusia in them. You can't tell me. I'm telling you, if you've ever seen the franchise, the movies Underworld with Kate Beckinsale, okay, with the vampires and the lichens, I love that franchise. I wish it would have more movies. I wish it could have had 18 movies like the fucking Fast and Furious. We only had 3. But every time I see him, I think of he's a lichen. He's a handsome black man lichen. He walking around here in his lichen state, and that's it. My point is that's the bishop's cousin. They were supposed to go live together, but they did not. And I was like, that was weird. But today, at whatever time it was supposed to be, they both were on live on their own pages. I'm looking like, why are they on live on it? My Lord Jesus. My mom sent me 18,756 videos from the Beyonce concert because she loves me. Love you, mama. But yes, they're cousins. Now, Bishop Robbery, he don't look like a lichen. He could probably be a vampire. But I was like, I wonder why they didn't go live. Now, Belmonte interview was aired yesterday. So he was so heated in the live for the Robbery because of what Belmonte said. And let's listen.
Keep it all the way real. So, I had a rough day today.
He was live for an hour. I cut it down to like 20-something minutes. Let me see. 22 minutes. But y'all know that's going to be an hour. So, not a ghoul. He's a ghoul. He could be a ghoul. Vampire in Brooklyn, a ghoul. Not a troll. Lord, y'all mean. It's funny though. But yeah. I fast forwarded. I had to cut it up. At some points, he played music, so I had to cut parts out. But again, we here.
Keep it all the way real. So, I had a rough day today, y'all. Oh my God, it was rough today. Lord Jesus, this was one of the roughest days.
Ruffus been getting robbed at gunpoint? Really?
I've had. The squatters are still squatting in my church.
But are they squatters? Because if that's your church, if it's you, this is my apartment. I cannot imagine coming home and squatters being in my apartment who won't leave. I mean, when bugs come around here, I kill the bugs. I don't let bugs squat with me. So if the squatters, as you call them, are still in the church, is it even your church?
And they're just manipulating the court systems.
How? If you own a church, how can someone who don't own a church manipulate the court systems? If you keep saying it's your church, that you own it, how can they manipulate it? The law be on some BS a lot of times. It does. But you can't tell me that people who allegedly lost the church are now able to keep tricking the law, the courts, to let them stay in it. A bullshit.
And then I have 5 of my leaders resign today.
5 leaders resigned today? on the same day. Now, first of all, did you have anybody left? I just wonder, did you have anybody left? Because 5 people to quit on the same day, that's a mutiny. They came together against you to leave. Now, first of all, who are they? What do they do? Is it the head of the usher board? The person who handles the tambourines? Is it the person who cuts the lights on? Because like who are the people? Also, you don't have a church home. When you have church every Sunday, in that office, in that chair, we don't ever see anybody with you. So did they quit or were they working? Were they getting paid? What did you expect them to do? You are sitting around here trying to get back into a building that we don't think you own, sir. We don't believe it. We don't think it's true. What are they supposed to do? You allegedly had that huge ass house. Why not set up church in your living room? Is your wife there? Is your child there? Is it just you there? A long time ago when I was young, my grandparents on my biological father's side are pastors. And I remember when I was younger, we had a couple church homes, but at one point we were not in our church home. I think it was like under construction. And my grandparents had church at the house in the basement. All the church folk came over to the house on Sunday, came in through the side door, went right down to the basement, and we had a full-fledged church service in the basement of the house until we went back to our church home. You had 5 people quit in one day because you not really doing nothing for them. Thank you, Anna, for my video. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. But I'm like, who has 5 church folk quit on the same day? Somebody who people feel like it ain't getting better. Nothing is getting better. Y'all went from being at the baby shower cathedral, we're in the baby shower chairs. Y'all then that went away. You was then in your house for a while. Y'all then had the other church that y'all was in that they said you got illegally. You're not out of that one. You went back to your house. And I feel like someone who boasts about having so much money and this and that and that and this, who boasts about being a realtor person or whatever, and he works in the realtor space and all this stuff, but you have not even tried to secure a temporary church home to have in-person service so that whoever you say is on your board of people will have something to do. So if today was a hard day because 5 of the leaders in your congregation of 10 left to go elsewhere, and also the church that you keep trying to get back into, that the law won't allow you to get back into. It was a hard day, y'all. It's a hard day. And again, he was supposed to have gotten on live with his cousin, and it was supposed to be a conversation about staying mentally strong. This would have been a great story on how you gonna stay strong.
Whew. Man, y'all, this was rough. And, it's all good because, you can't keep everybody. I've been pastoring for 10 years and
10 years. 10 years, no church home. Okay.
And, under the circumstances of what's been going on in my life and,
So you were able to buy or have that Rolls Royce, all them suits, that big ass house. You had money for all that stuff. But in 10 years of you doing anything, you have not secured a church home. You keep changing buildings. You don't have nothing in the 10 years.
Been having me all over the place and doing different things and, being spread thin. So 5 of my leaders who I love has went on. They went on and said they want to go and do more things. And, I'm not mad at all, just.
Because you know they can't do nothing with you. Can't nothing happen with you.
That's pastoring, y'all. We get attached and we be praying for them and we be crying out. I'm telling you, real pastors, we be boo-hooing. We be boo-hooing. Daughter, son, what do you need? We be boo-hooing. Y'all don't see that behind the scenes. But, so, yeah, 5 of my leaders resigned today and that.
5 leaders resigned today. I know, sometimes, if you've been in the congregation for, let's say, 10 years, he's been 10 years. He said he's been a pastor for 10 years. In 10 years, yes, you're going to lose people here and there. They're going to go in, go there. Your organist may change, the drummer, the choir director, all, people going to come and go. But for 5 people to resign on the same day, they had a group meeting without you. They left you out the group chat. They took you out the group chat and said, look, what we going to do? We ain't got no church home. He keep fussing on Instagram. He keep calling folks bald-headed ski jumpers, and I'm bald-headed. I'm upset. What should we do, y'all? What we going to do? And they said, we should just resign. I mean, he can't say no because he don't have nowhere for us to go. And he doesn't. And that's also, in my opinion, selfish, because if you are really about getting the word out on how you preach and this and that and that and this, if that's your thing, you need to have a platform, a location to do that. And I get it. He can preach from his house with cell phone on IG, cool. That's fine. But what does that do to the folks who's supposed to work with you? They ain't doing nothing. Ain't no congregation. The leaders of your church, what they leading? Ain't no flock. Ain't no deacon board. Ain't no ushers. Ain't no collection plate collectors. No one had to hand out the Jesus fans. It ain't gonna happen, sir. I got a fake fan in my hand right now. He never took this past year to rebuild. He kept fighting at every turn. Thank you, 8 o'clock. I'll on your nuggets. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. He never took the time to try to give his, even if he had 15 members, because I still look at myself as a new YouTuber. I have, a lot of subscribers. Sometimes, I get a couple thousand views, but I know I can't wait to grow and be better. But I still give y'all great content. It don't matter if it's 5 folks watching me or 376. Y'all gonna get the best of Jaylee. And I'm not gonna let anybody deter me from making sure the JayBirds around here gonna have a good time. Y'all know the one time my power went out, I was on my phone within seconds. Power went out, I'm on the phone. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he has not rolled with the punches. He likes to be around here acting like he's a victim and no one is helping him when he ain't helping himself. They quit because you gave them nothing. You gave them nothing to stay for. You gave them every reason to walk away. You don't have no congregation. They never know if your sermon will be about godly stuff, inspiring them, encouraging them, building their connection with God, or if you're gonna fuss about the folks coming at you. When I have hard days, I don't come around here, y'all. It was a hard day, y'all. I was bad. My boss was an ass. You know what I'm saying? If I have tough days, I keep that to myself. I talk to who I talk to, but I make sure that whatever things is going on with me, I'm not trying to not give y'all a show. And I share with y'all when it's the right time to share. But he is so self-centered that I feel like his congregation and his team feel like it's all about him. It's all about him. Even if you do not have a church home or church building, where is the meetings of the minds with the church folk? What is y'all doing? Why you ain't got no, where's your revival? You ain't had, it's been a whole year. You ain't had no revival. How you ain't had no revival? You have a huge ass house. We seen you do one back to school giveaway. That was it. We don't see the people with your stuff. The people or your leaders.
It was very hard for me. You know, they're definitely going to go out and do what they need to do, and they're always welcome to come back. You know, they're always welcome to come back. You know, they did not leave abruptly as far as nasty or like some other people have done. And, you know,
if they all left today, that was abruptly. If 5 people left on the same day, that's abruptly. Even if they told you 2 weeks ago, we all quitting in 14 days, that's still abruptly. For 5 people, because I feel like we know he don't have a big team. So even if you have a team of 10 people, you down to 5.
love them, man. You know, love them. And that's just ministry. But, you know, there's more to those stories. And, you know, being Bishop Whitehead ain't easy, y'all. Ain't easy. I'm talking about I go into a store, and if the cashier heard about me and listened to the media, they're trying to charge me extra.
Sir, why you lying? Why you lying? Ain't nobody charging you extra in the damn line at the CVS, at the Walmart, at the Piggly Wiggly, at the bodega.
I'm telling y'all. So I know that I was going to do a live with Eric, but I decided not to.
Again, his cousin Eric.
I decided to not to be on that live at all. And I'm really not a fan of love and hip hop and all of the debacle that goes on there. And
so you not a fan of love and hip hop, but your cousin is on the show. You knew your cousin was on the show, and the day of y'all supposing to go live, you then said, "I don't want to do it because I'm not a fan of the show he's on," as if you did not know he was on it.
And all of the make believe, right? Like I live this life for real, right?
Not you calling your cousin fake. Not you acting like your cousin is on. Well, I mean, love and hip hop what it is, but not. I don't want. And again, the live was not supposed to be about love and hip hop. Now, I watched a part of Eric's live. We're gonna see him respond to what Bishop said in a second. But the part that I watched, he did answer a couple questions about him and Sierra in the beginning. But after that, it was very enlightening. He seemed like a very nice young man. So I feel like not you using your cousin for attention.
I live this life for real, right? I don't have to go on TV and act a damn fool in order to get a bag, right? So there was just a lot with that. You know, and then even when we posted a flyer, people was like, "Oh, why are you bringing Bishop Whitehead?" And then I'm hearing,
well, I think a lot of folk did not know they were cousins. I know they're cousins because I followed Bishop in the budget, and the name. I'm like, it can't be 2 chocolate men from New York with the last name Whitehead. And I see they you know like in each other's shit. So I knew they were related. But I'm like, People were surprised because no one knew y'all were cousins. I don't think anyone knew Eric's last name. We knew Eric from Love and Hip Hop. No one knew his name was Eric Whitehead. But not you on here shading Eric as if you were not aware of the show he's on. The fuck?
And he got phone calls. Oh, why you doing this? Why you doing that? I'm Bishop Whitehead. Like, I'm known around the world, right? So I just decided to just pull back and say, nope, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm all right. Bishop has his own platform. I don't need to be a part of that. I don't need to be a part of any of that at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm seasoned. I am successful, and I'm doing my thing without selling my soul.
Not you, Lord. You. Let's rewind. Let's rewind. Not you don't need to sell your soul. Are you talking as if your cousin showed it, girl?
The make believe, right? Like, I live this life for real, right? I live this life for real, right? I don't have to go on TV and act a damn fool in order to get a bag, right? So there was just a lot with that, and then even when we posted a flyer, people was like, oh, why are you bringing Bishop Whitehead? And then I'm hearing that he got phone calls. Oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I'm Bishop Whitehead. Like, I'm known around the world, right? So I just decided to just pull back and say, nope, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm all right. Bishop has his own platform. I don't need to be a part of that. I don't need to be a part of any of that at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm seasoned. I am successful, and I'm doing my thing without selling my soul. Amen. So I just wanted to let
He's seasoned. Seasoned in what? Lawsuits? Charges? Vaseline? Issues with women? Fussing and cussing?
let y'all know that that's the reason why I'm not doing that live. And maybe in the future, I might decide to do something. But right now, no. The answer is no. Period, point blank. But no.
So Eric was on again at the same time. The live was scheduled and promoted for a certain time. Eric went on live as it was advertised. It's without Bishop, and Bishop got on his live at the same time, knowing Eric was scheduled to be live too. Now, Eric had more viewers than Bishop did. I just want to put that out there. Eric had more viewers on his live than Bishop had on his.
You missed it. He wasn't able to go live today to talk about what I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to be on this live talking to y'all, and we're going to rock this. Somebody just told me that that Bishop Whitehead is on live. He ain't want to go on live with me. So it is what it is. I know a lot of y'all are probably happy that I didn't go on live with him. I seen all the messages, but it is what it is.
So something happened because he's like, because I'm assuming people probably did feel like Bishop on some bull stuff. Don't go on with him. But the fact he's like, he said Bishop, let me wind it. He said Bishop did not want to do the live.
I might decide to do something, but right now, no. The answer is no. Period, point blank.
But no, you missed it. He wasn't able to go live today to talk about what I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to be on this live talking to y'all, and we're going to rock this. Somebody just told me that that Bishop Whitehead is on live. He ain't want to go on live with me. So it is what it is. I know a lot of y'all are probably happy that I didn't go on live with him. I seen all the messages, but it is what it is. Somebody said, for Rashida, the Bishop said he didn't come on because he's doing his own thing without selling his soul. I'm going to let you guys answer that. selling your soul. Okay, no problem. That's so funny. Look, my manager's in the back laughing. It's just so crazy. Exactly. And one thing I can say, God knows how to, I'm going to say this from my own personal experience. Sometimes God would allow something not to happen to protect you. And you might really want something to happen and think it'd be good to push you in a better light. But sometimes you actually being protected for something is a blessing in itself. It's it's an underlying blessing. And I think everything happens for a reason.
Because I think he's like, Bishop did not want to do the live. And I wanted to do something with him because I thought it'd be a good thing. But God said, no. And sometimes what doesn't happen protects you. Because we know Bishop be on some bullshit.
Y'all see how I speak every day? Y'all see what I talk about? Y'all see what I'm talking about now? This is not selling my soul. I'm very transparent. I've been very successful I'm 29 for a very long time. I can't even remember, probably about 15 years. And you guys could check the stats and see. And this is not bragging or boasting. I give my credit to God every day. Y'all that have been following me, I post scriptures every single day. So it's like I don't even need to talk about the negative. Y'all seen the comments.
And
so he was like, man, fuck Bishop. Forget him. I ain't gonna, because who says I don't have to sell my soul as if Eric sold his soul because he's on Love and Hip Hop? That's weird. But back to Bishop.
At the end of the day, I want to say this to you guys, right? I don't care who do not like me. I don't care, right? So y'all can call whoever you want to call, right? People that smile in my face, people that not only smile in my face and but act like we're brothers or act like we're close, and then y'all turn around and talk about me. It always get back to me. The one.
Don't nobody, but we ain't never seen nobody act like they nothing with you. Never. Not, and this is the gotcha. This is the gotcha about him not going on Eric's live. Bishop was live the other day, and in the comment section, Eric was watching, and Eric put like some emoji, whatever, in the comment section, and Bishop kept asking Eric to come on the live, and Eric did not. And Bishop said, "Oh, he gonna come on live with me." So I felt like you were just asking him to come on your live while you were talking shit. But when he planned a whole live to have a mental health or how to stay in a good headspace conversation, you ain't want to do that. Yes, Eric says he is 29. 29. He's younger than Bishop. Bishop is in his 30s.
That I do know. But all the rest of you guys, it don't matter to me, right? Somebody said, "Oh, that's a scamming preacher." So I said, "Nope, that'll be your mother." Oh my goodness, Bishop, how could you do that? All right, just like they did it, right? I still got the Holy Ghost, right? I'm still a man of God, right? How you get to disrespect me, right? So at the end of the day, y'all, I'm seasoned. I'm not afraid, y'all. I'm not afraid of nobody. I'm not afraid of nothing. And let me tell y'all this, right? And I want to say this very clearly. Yeah, I said, yeah, nope, that would be your mother, right? I said that, and
why I thought Bishop was like 39? He's 45. Prison. I think he had been to jail before. Maybe it's between that and jail years.
And then everybody, "Oh my goodness, how could you be a bishop? Well, how could she talk to a bishop like that? Or he talked to a bishop like that? Right? How? Okay, but soon as bishop, you just want to turn the other cheek. What? So they can punch me on the other side of the face? No, y'all don't do that to Minister Farrakhan, the brother Minister Farrakhan. Y'all don't do that to nobody else, but y'all want to do it to Christian preachers. Right? Right? But you ain't doing it to Bishop Whitehead. That's what you're not going to do. Okay? And all you got to do is push the unfollow button and boom, it's all good. So you ain't got to call people, "Oh, why are you doing?" You ain't got to do none of that because I am Bishop Whitehead. Google me. That's it. I was #1 in Google for 7 months straight.
Lies. Well, yes. Then yesterday he said 3 to 4 months. No, yesterday he said 3 to 6 months. Today he's saying it was 7 months and he was the top search in Google. I don't believe you.
Right? Like, I don't need nobody. I just need God. That's all I need. I need God. And when y'all get that through your mind, y'all can do whatever you want to do. Guess what? I'm not dying. I want to talk about the witchcraft too that y'all doing, right?
Witchcraft?
I want to say this. Y'all are doing... Yo, I gotta laugh. Y'all are doing some heavy witchcraft over
Who is y'all? I'm not doing no witchcraft.
there, man. Yo, y'all won't let up. I'm talking about as soon as I get to where I need to be, stuff just get crazy. And I get upset at times, whatever. I might even cuss a little bit, right? Behind closed doors, right? I'm just keeping it real. I repent. But, and I say, "God dang it." And then the Holy Spirit says, witchcraft. And let me tell y'all something, right? I am not afraid of you witches and warlocks.
Sir, we not witches and we ain't talking about me. He ain't talking about me. But if you think the only reason that things is going on with you because people is doing witchcraft, ain't nobody got time to be getting no chicken feet and birthing powder and some cow milk or whatever it is people use for voodoo and witchcraft stuff. Ain't nobody witchcrafting you. Ain't nobody witchcrafting you. I mean, maybe your wife, but not nobody in the world.
Because guess what? It's going to be your season soon. You can't touch God's anointed. And you're not going to make me afraid. You're not going to make me afraid.
Why your voice going so high?
So, let me tell you something. There are multiple people doing witchcraft against Bishop Whitehead. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I disturb their demons. And a lot of the witchcraft is coming from preachers and ministers that's in the church. I'm not saying it's not coming from anywhere else, because it is. But it's coming mainly from in the church. I'm a prophet, a true prophet, y'all. And I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it all the way real. And I want y'all to understand like this, right?
You keep pulling
Good old
out
Bible right
that vinyl Bible of Post-it notes. You keep pulling out your Post-it noted Bible. Sir, stop for the damn thing rip up.
here. I know it. I know it very well. And I know that you witches and warlocks, your time will come. Right? I know that. But anyway, I don't want to talk about them no more. So I want to encourage each and every one of you, right? Sometimes you got to stand alone. I'm going to say that one more time. Sometimes you have to stand alone.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to move forward, y'all. By yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And it will be lonely at times.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. How can I put this? Because I don't want to put no names out there and for that to go on every blog. But, so there's a certain individual, right, who's either close friend, family member, girlfriend, or wife, one of those, who can't stand me, right? Because you can't control me. You might can control him or her, but you can't control me. And what I want y'all to understand is this. When people can't control you, they're going to be afraid of you.
Okay.
They're going to hate you for no reason. Now I want to say this, right? Because
I don't think people hate you because they can't control you. You're just a bit aggravating. That's all. And if you can't put a name on it, then shut up.
I need nobody's platform to clear nothing up. I got my own platform. Why do the people call me a scammer?
I mean, look. He asked the question. He can't sue me for answering a question he asked. He asked, why do people call him a scammer? Well, because they think you scamming because no one knows where the money comes from. No one sees you go to no job. No one hears of you working. No one has seen you punch a clock, get a W-2 or a 1099. No one has seen you own a building, a house, or something like that. So they don't really mean you always like money scamming. I think people feel like just over in general, you a little bit slimy. You know, just you know.
Why? Why is Bishop Whitehead called a scammer? I really want y'all to get to the bottom of this. Why? Why? That's a question. Why? And it's gonna blow your mind how the media has destroyed your mind to try to destroy Bishop Whitehead's character.
You've spoke and shown your character more than the news has. You've shown us more about who you are as a person than the news have. You have distorted people's minds with your image more than the news have.
Right? Okay, so why did they call Bishop Whitehead a scammer? Because something came out in the newspaper and said Bishop Whitehead took $90,000 from a parishioner and he's being sued.
Well, the lady said it. The lady went to court. It's not like a random person said it and then it wasn't nothing to back it up. She said it. There was you did have the money. You've never denied that the money the lady had ended up in your possession and never back in her possession. So people hearing about someone accusing you of having in your possession money that was supposed to be used for something different, that's her accusation.
I wasn't found guilty. It's being litigated.
Which means if you have not been found guilty, you can't act like you were found guilty and we delusional.
And the lady is not even a member.
Key thing. When someone says I was in the paper that a parishioner said I stole their money, but she wasn't a parishioner. If somebody said a parishioner said I stole their money, the first thing I would say, I never stole anybody's money. Betty Jo Jenkins is lying. Saying she got a parishioner, that means she, the one who was making the accusation, the money is gone. You're just saying she ain't a parishioner.
We're gonna leave that alone. That's for the courts to do what they gotta do. Then, my church got robbed. Oh, and to note, the lady came to my church one time with her son. Her son was a member.
Okay, so if she came to your church and if her son is a member, then by proxy, she's a member too. She's a member by association. And saying that the lady is not a parishioner does not mean the money she's saying is missing ain't missing. Even if it's Carly Russell and it ain't really missing, we know where it's at. It's in your bank account. He never says the money the lady says is gone, I never took it. The text messages that's part of the evidence between allegedly the lady and her son and allegedly Bishop Robbery had him allegedly saying that the lady did not give him the money to help her get a house. It allegedly said the money was given as a donation for his boroughship campaign or whatever. So saying she not a member of my church, she not a member. She only came one time. I mean, her son is a member, but she not a member. What about the money?
And there's a whole plethora behind that.
Sorry, what does that mean? What does that mean? It's a whole plethora behind it. A plethora of what? Of lies, of truths, of confusion. A plethora of what? Of excuses. To say it's a plethora behind it. A plethora. Do you know what plethora means? I don't know what that means.
Number two, the church got robbed. And they said Bishop Whitehead set up the church for 3 months. I knew he was a scammer. I knew this. I knew that. I want y'all to understand psychologically, the media and the world. Okay, let's stop right there. Somebody said past conviction for fraud. Okay, let's talk about that. Yeah, I was convicted for grand larceny back in 2008. Yep, I was, right?
Okay, so yeah, he was convicted in 2008. Long time ago. But again, he was arrested and he was found guilty and he went to jail. Jail. He went to jail. As he said out his own mouth, because look, you can't sue me for repeating what you told us. Back in 2008, yes, he went to jail.
Did you know? Yoo-hoo, Angel. Since you want to put past conviction for fraud. Yoo-hoo, Angel. Did you know that the Suffolk County District Attorney, the prosecutor, was racist and they did fake search warrants against me? And do you know that prosecutor, whose name was, what was his name? Thomas Spoda. Yep. Google him. Yoo-hoo, Thomas Spoda. Do you know that he's now
First of all, he's insane. And as we know, he always say they had the fake search warrants. Not what they found wasn't there. The search warrant wasn't legal. Which y'all know was supposed to be, it's fruit of the poisonous tree. Well, if you find something during a search and you do not have a legal search warrant, you're not supposed to be able to use that stuff in the court of law. He's insane.
Federal prison because of doing these heinous acts to multiple people?
That's not true.
Yoo-hoo! Did you know that? See, you see, everybody has something to say about Bishop Whitehead without the research.
And y'all know what Jaylee does. I do research.
Google him, Thomas Spoda. He's doing 5 years in federal penitentiary.
Well,
tampering with witnesses. And a whole lot of other stuff where he railroaded me.
That's not true. He talks as if this man went to jail for his case. And that's not true at all. Okay? Because when he said Google him, I said, oh, I sure will. I absolutely will. So, share my screen. Don't you leave. Promise I'll be here whenever you need me there. Share. Oh, y'all, Blue Ivy is here. My mama sent me things. Blue Ivy was here at the Detroit show. So Bishop Robbery. I'm on the justice.gov, the actual website that gives information. Now, he's saying Spoda, again, Spoda was not the DA on his case in 2000, was on his case in 2005. He went to jail in 2008, 3 years later. But him saying, oh, he's in jail for, corruption and for tampering witnesses and this, as if that happened for his case. No. Is the man in jail now? Yes, he is. Former Suffolk County DA Thomas J. Spoda and Government Corruption Bureau Chief Christopher McPartland each sentenced to 5 years in prison. This was in August of 2021, so it's about 2 years ago. And this happened because in 2019, they were found guilty on counts of conspiracy to tamper with witness and obstruction of an official proceeding, witness tampering, obstruction of justice, and being an accessories after the fact to former Suffolk County Police Department Chief James Burke. So, in 2012, James, a high-ranking uniformed police official in Suffolk, physically and verbally assaulted a shackled prisoner named Christopher Loeb, who was under arrest and being held in an interrogation room at the 4th Precinct in New York. Loeb had broken into Burke's official police vehicle and stolen his gun belt and ammunition and a duffel bag containing cigars, sex toys, prescription Viagra, and pornography. So, again, the James Burke man, a high-ranking police person, physically and verbally assaulted a shackled prisoner who was locked up for breaking into James's car and taking his porn and stuff. And it says after the assault, Burke, the cop man, ordered the high-ranking lieutenants to make sure people who saw him do it covered it up. So what the man went to jail for had nothing to do with Bishop Robbery. It happened years after, not defending the white people who covered up a crime or beat up a prisoner. But my point is, Bishop Robbery loves saying, don't nobody do that investigation, but I do. So, yes, they went to jail because the Spoda dude and the cop people covered up the other cop beating up a prisoner who broke into his car. They covered up the other detectives who saw it and got sentenced to 5 years in jail. So when he tried to say, "Oh, Spoda is in jail," but he ain't in jail for what you did. He's not in jail. He did not go to jail for anything to do with Bishop Robbery case. It was him covering up shit that happened with another cop. Cops covering for cops. So I did my research.
The ghetto, oh God, the ghetto ASS BITCH stole your wig, says. Who really cares what she says? Because she said, I don't think this man have ever taken accountability. Man, your name, I want you to take accountability for your name. Ghetto, ASS, and all the other stuff you put, all right?
He never got any, there was never a wrongful imprisonment thing. He served 6 years in jail and got out. So it wasn't nothing that it was nothing. He went to jail, served his time, and got out.
So here we go. And that case is going to get thrown out sooner or later. It's fake search warrants and all type of bogus stuff. And they railroad. No problem. I'm not.
So he's saying from 2008 to 2023 that his case will eventually be thrown out. Sir, no. That man went to jail 2 years ago for something that happened in 2019. I'm sorry, that happened in 2012 and they found out about it in 2019.
Perfect. Nowhere in the world am I perfect. Oh, somebody put it there. Look, there we go. Quiet Storm B. CBSNews.com. New York tag Thomas Spoda. Thank you so much, Quiet Storm B. Why don't y'all look up Thomas Spoda, right? Oh, you was found guilty. You went to jail for fraud. Guess who was my prosecutor?
Not for that case.
You. But everybody wants to have a narrative because the media always go back. The media always go back to that. All you gotta do is Google Thomas Spoda. That's it. I don't gotta pin it. Google that and you'll be able to see everything come up. So the media, what they did was every time they reported something about me, they always reference when I went to prison. So now everybody has this mindset that Bishop Whitehead is a scammer. So therefore, the fake parishioner comes out. Then the robbery comes out. So the robbery comes out, and then they start talking about the robbery, and they always link. You'll see every time they always put a link to that Bishop Whitehead was in prison every single time. So now everybody was saying, "Oh, he's a fraudster, he's a scammer. He had to set that up. Who in their right mind will go into the church and do that?" So now they are creating a narrative. Do not trust Bishop Whitehead.
I mean, you didn't help the narrative by not shutting up.
Look at this. P. Blessing says, "You're going to jail, buddy. Face it." You see what I'm saying? Hate. But anyway, you see, the more you hate, the more I win. So it's cool. But anyway, so now they continue to put the narrative together for you guys to believe. He went to prison, but they don't tell you everything. And his church was robbed. Somebody robbed the church? Oh no, that was an insurance scam. So for
when the robbery first happened, no one said that it was insurance. No one said there was an insurance scam until they was like, why did he have on $1 million worth of jewelry at church above the bodega at the Baby Shower Cathedral next to the gas station? Why he do that? That's when folks did start saying, did he set it up? Was it an insurance scam? They then said it even more, that he kept on saying that his ring was stolen and they were seeing him in a similar ring not long after the robbery. So people just had speculation.
3 months. The media, YouTubers, bloggers, everybody was calling me the pastor that set the robbery up until they caught 2 out of the 3 robbers. And then nobody apologized. Nobody said nothing. But yet, boom, here we go. So that happened. So the robbery happened in July. They caught the guys at the end of September, I believe, early October. Boom, my name is all over the place. Now I become a target by a person who's indicted somewhere else and tried to set me up.
He mean, the white man we just watched. I don't know why he think we don't believe the white man set you up. We don't.
To set me up. Brandon Belmonte. Tried to set me up. Went to the New Yorker, told them all these lies.
He went to the FBI first.
And boom, I get federal charges. And I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting into that because my lawyers are doing a great job with that. But y'all don't know that I was set up. I didn't do nothing wrong. But because of my name, because I'm black, that's what happened. So now, I said, I robbed a parishioner. I was in prison before. I set up the church. And now an informant, trying to get out of trouble, set me up. And I still ain't do nothing.
But this is the thing. Like, that's your timeline, bro. What you want us to do? You did go to jail. Somebody did accuse you of taking their money. There are new lawsuits.
Since I'm a black man, successful, and a celebrity, quote unquote, boom! It hits the media. And then all of that looped in, and they go back to, and he was in prison for 5 years. But they won't say nothing about Thomas Spoda, the actual prosecutor being prosecuted for foul stuff and doing 5 years in prison, I believe, in Connecticut.
Connecticut? Ain't that where your property at that we ain't never seen?
Period. And I don't care what they said, they can't prove it. In this country, it says innocent till proven guilty. But everybody don't like Bishop Whitehead. Why? Here we go. Now that y'all got all of that, why don't we like him? He's flashy. Oh, I cannot wear a piece, not one piece of designer wear. Oh,
sir, we know. Oh, shut up.
My goodness. Oh, my Jesus. No way. Uh-oh, Quiet Storm said, and he was disbarred in 2020. Oh, my goodness.
He was just barred because he went to prison. But that had nothing to do with your case.
Where are y'all at? Huh? Wait. I felt like Pinky and Friday just now. I should have had to wait. Say it again. Say it again. Oh. Say it again. Say it again. You don't have to explain this. No, the reason why, I know I don't have to explain it, but I like to bring clarity to things because I'm tired of being the black sheep, right? I ain't did none of y'all. I ain't did none of you. I'm just a young black man that grew up without a father, grew up in a single house. I came from the mud. I came from the dirt. My daddy was beaten, strangled to death by 16 Caucasian police officers because of the color of his skin. Nobody sympathized with that. Nobody sympathized with me having to grow up without a father.
Because it's not abnormal. A lot of people grow up without a parent. You use that as an excuse for sympathy.
Being railroaded through this justice system. Right? I gotta block somebody. And so, I want to say this to y'all. Today was a rough day because, I guess because of who I am. Because who God ordained me to be. And I'm here to tell y'all. I'm here to tell you, right? Be who God ordains you to be. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Right? Don't be afraid. Don't let people make you become afraid of who God made you. Because that's what they're trying to do to me. Everybody don't like me. And everybody this. And they can't stand me. And right? And I'm like, why? Well, you think you're all that? No, you think I'm all that.
No, I don't.
Because people hold you to a higher standard, and just hearing about a bishop involved in the allegations against you make it more believable, especially if everyone is singing the same song. Well, listen, there are a lot of pastors that go through things, right? Caucasian pastors. You hear one time, and boom, it's gone. You want to know why? Because they're Caucasian.
We don't care about white folk. But if the scandal, I'm sure there are a lot of white people who follow the white folk mess. Some of us we don't follow some of the white entertainer mess. The same way some white folk don't care about our mess. It's probably a lot of white folk who don't know who you is, and they don't care. So it's not that white folks is getting off for the crimes they do. They cover that shit in the white courts of public opinion. The white folk judge that stuff. You like to make it seem as if because you're black, that's the only reason your alleged crimes, go in the conversation pool. It's like, well, we black people. You're part of the delegation.
But for a black man and successful, we're not supposed to be successful. We're supposed to be either dead or in prison. And y'all don't get it.
No, a lot of black people who are not dead or in prison. I'm not dead. I'm not in prison.
Y'all don't get it. You're getting bamboozled. Let me tell you something. I have members. I have a lot of online members.
Where?
But I'm supposed to have tens of thousands of members.
Who said that?
Because of how real I am. And it's going to get that.
A lot of people around here are amazing at what they do and don't have. I should have tens of thousands. I don't. It ain't because of no reason besides I have to keep building. But I am happy with the 35,000 No, 37. I don't know. How many subscribers I have. Everyone feel like they should have more because they feel like they're better than that. But you have to also accept it may not be your time right now.
I get there, right? Everybody's supposed to be signing up. You want to know why? Because I'm the underdog. And guess who you are? The underdog. People don't like you because you're better than them in some type of way. In some type of way. And we have to understand, right, that jealousy is a spirit. Right? I don't care nothing about my haters.
That's a damn lie. You come talk to people every day because you care.
It is what it is with them. But I'm going to tell you this. They give me fuel to keep going.
That should come from Jesus.
Thank you for the fuel. Right? Somebody say thank you for the fuel. Thank you for the fire. Right? I want y'all to share some. Share right here. Share. Come on, right? That's the time. Thank you for the jealousy.
No.
Thank you for the betrayal.
No.
Thank you for backdooring me. Pause. The way this world is. I say pause. Pause. Woo! Let's change that word around. Thank you for the betrayal. Let's leave it there. Woo! Right now, can't nobody say nothing about Bishop Whitehead, but yo, he is staying consistent and he loved Jesus. Some of y'all might say I don't like him. Some of y'all might say I love him. Some of you say I really don't know. Some of y'all might say I can't stand him. But one thing y'all gonna say is, damn, he consistent with Jesus.
I mean, he consistent with lives. He's consistent with, playing victim. He is consistent on every Sunday. He put a suit on Sundays, and he have a Bible. He be talking. He do.
He's consistent with you. Look at this one here. Josie 78 says scamming preacher. You see, they just come on shooting. Now, my response to them is your mother. But I'm wrong. But how do you come on my platform to my scamming preacher?
Your mama.
First thing I'm gonna say is your mother. But then I'm wrong. And Bishop, you're supposed to take the high road. So you can just come up here and just say what you want to say. Well, I'm not in that mood right now. Right? I'm in the mood for scamming preacher, your mother, and your daddy.
Now, somebody said your mama, your daddy, what you gonna say? Also, on social media, I really feel like if you have that, like on my IG, if you're not following me, you can comment on my stuff. I feel like he likes the attention. So he doesn't, even though he blocks folks as he's talking. I'm like, no, put your commenter thing. Could you see how much hate you get or whatever? Put it to only folks who follow you and you follow that can comment. But somebody gonna say to you, your mama, your daddy.
And just because you found out that your mother's a man, don't call me a scammer.
What? They mama's a man. Is your
And I'm so tired of these transgenders trying to scam women. You're not a woman. You're never gonna be a woman.
How do we get here? How do we get to how did that pivot even happen?
And that's just what it is. Period. Point blank. Now you're mad at me. And I'm gonna be on Sunday. I'm gonna preach an electrifying word. I got the Holy Ghost, right? And the Bible teaches us that in the Old Testament, the prophets was gangsters. Gangsters.
Gangsta loving. I just wanna rock you.
Elijah killed 450 false prophets. I ain't talking about that.
In the Bible? No, we ain't talking about who was killed in the Bible. That ain't current.
I'm not talking about Carly Russell. I'm praying for her.
So you won't talk about Carly Russell, you're gonna pray for her, but you just went and dove into the transgender pile of conversation. Okay.
Amen. That's it. That's true, because everybody want to talk about me. I don't know what state of mind she was in. I don't know what's going on. I'm praying for her. I ain't got no opinion on that. And that's our problem. Everybody gave the wrong opinion about me.
I mean,
But y'all read, look at my Bible, y'all. Look at the Bible. Look at my Bible. Right?
those are sticky notes. That's a dictionary with sticky notes.
The prophets wasn't playing back then. Paul, that's right. Before Paul became Paul, he was Saul. He was a gangster. And I'm not telling y'all to be out here beating people up, hurting people. I'm not saying none of that. But let me explain something to you. You got to be real. You got to be able to keep it all the way real. At some point, everything can't be, Ooh, holy, holy, holy. I love God. Yes, that's that. I worship. I'm a worshiper. I play this right here for y'all real quick for y'all.
He had a whole praise break after acting like you can't be about, God all the time. I had to cut it out because it was too much. It was confusing.
Commercial break. Understand who God is to you. You're not gonna be perfect. Some days you might cuss. Cause I think that's our Achilles heel. We try to be perfect, and as soon as we fail, and as soon as we commit an error, we just give up and say, "No, how can I say this?" And I'm supposed to be getting closer to God because you're human.
Well, no one trying. What aggravates me is that he tried to make it seem like people want him to be perfect. People want people of the church to be perfect and God-like, and that's not true. I don't expect anyone to be perfect. I do expect someone who say he been bishoping for 10 years to not be out here like a gangster in the gangster movie. I just think that, what I'm saying? But he used excuses like, y'all can't, I ain't gotta be perfect. So let me fuck up because I told, no, that ain't how it's supposed to be. You are supposed to walk a cleaner line than regular folk because of the path God chose for you. And you ain't doing that.
Because you're human. You are not perfect.
Never said I was.
Yeah, I got it, Deb. You are not perfect. And when you get that, you have to work towards perfecting what God said, not work towards being like God, because you will never be like God. And that's what I'm saying. We set ourselves up for something that we can never be. We can never be Jesus. Well, I'm trying to be more like Jesus. I used to say that too. I'm not trying to be more like Jesus. I have to get closer to becoming what Jesus told me to do.
How much more time you need? If 10 years isn't enough time for your walk with, and I know a walk with God can go for a lifetime, but then don't be a bishop. Just be a regular person walking with God. You can't want to run no flock when you can't run yourself.
I gotta get closer to the word. That's obtainable. Because the word is divine order, divine guidance, divine direction. So if I follow the word, then therefore I'm going to become what the word is directing me to be. Right? But I'm trying to be more like Jesus. You're fighting a losing battle. Because as soon as you cuss, you're going to feel like you're going to hell. No. Because you're trying to be like God. No. Nobody can be God but God. There was only one Jesus, one salvation, and one God. I'm trying to be like Jesus. Not one person in the Bible made it to be like Jesus but Jesus. Show me one. Ain't no man in the Bible did it, nor a woman. Adam was made perfected with no sin in him at all. But God gave him free will and he chose the wrong road. And that's why I'm telling y'all, stop talking.
What road you on, sir? What road did you choose? Is your road the right road?
Talk about that these people was born homosexual. No, they were not. Why would God?
How do we get here? How do we get to homosexuals?
Bring you into the world already a sinner. How could you say you came from God? Drive what you want to drive.
He started playing a lot of the music. So it's only about 2 minutes left because the music got crazy and it was what it was. But I want y'all to hear the stuff he was saying real fast. You hear me?
Be blessed. Be encouraged. Be fly. The pretty girls come in church now and they get cast out because they got bodies. Oh my Jesus. Hold up.
Not the pretty girls with bodies. Not the married bishop talking about the pretty girls with bodies up in the church.
Bishop, what you talking about? These girls of this generation coming in the church. They come in the church. Boom, bang, boom.
Not boom, bang, boom. So you went to the transgender community, to the LGBTQ community, to now we on the women of the day coming in with bodies banging, boom, boom. Now, first of all, we not gonna act like women ain't had bodies before. Because if you see, look, because I've seen my mama in her younger days, and my family members in their younger days. Hell, me in my younger days. You know what I'm saying? My point is, we not gonna act like only women of today be having banging bodies. But why is that coming? Why is that your? Why is that cop? What?
Hair swinging, nails popping, toes popping, body popping, and they love Jesus. And then you got old traditional girls. That's a whore. Looks like a harlot. Looks like a harlot. No, she is God's daughter. How can you be God's daughter and she can't? Oh, because her body right?
It not because her body right. If her titties out, if her titties out and her ass cheeks out, some people may say smell like a whore. It don't mean they're a whore.
And that's why the younger generation don't come to church. Because everybody want to look at them and call them the devil. Not I. Then we got the men that want to wear nice stuff. Right? Then you got these old men. Boy, what you doing? Whoa, take it easy. I don't even talk like that.
Well, first of all, only time the older men say stuff is if they see the boys with their pants up under their ass. If the pants is hanging off their ass. So why are you making up stuff?
You went out last night? Yes, I went out last night. Oh, you know, you hang out with the devils. What happened when you hung out with the devils? I'm going through my process.
How long was your process? How long was your process?
I'm going through my process.
How long was your process?
Oh, so you want to beat me over the head with the Bible now? I'm going through the process.
For how long? And if you still going through the process, you should not be a bishop. A part of the bishopship should be being done with the process.
As long as I don't stay in the process and I get through the process, I'm going to be all right.
But it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years.
Let me get to this, y'all. Let me get to this. Cause y'all don't. I didn't get no fires or nothing. Let me get this.
Cause you full of poop.
Let me get to this. And behind closed doors, what are you doing, Pastor? What is your granddaughters and your grandbabies? What are they doing?
Sir, what is you talking about? Look, everybody know the preacher's kids, the preacher's grandkids is fast. We doing things. Some, not all. Some, not all. So if that's the case, Bishop, what is your daughter, your son? Because you have a teenage. Is the daughter a teenager? I thought his son is a teenager. So what's your son doing? Why we ain't seen your wife in a long, long time? I'm just wondering.
Because y'all covering up what they doing. What is your praise and worships doing? Praise and worship leaders doing? Huh? Because a lot of the praise and worships and the choir directors and the choirs are having orgies and getting drunk. All right.
Orgies? They having orgies? No, how you know? Unless you know.
See, that's why they don't like me. Because you want to know what? I'm tired of the church talking about the world when the world is living better than the church. Woo! There's more witchcraft in the church than what's going on outside. And I'm not saying this to beat up on the church. I'm saying this to bring relevancy that, listen, stop throwing rocks if you are in a glass house.
But you in a glass house too. We all in glass houses. And we all throw stones.
I don't like that, Bishop Whitehead. Well, I don't like you either, and your breath stink. And matter of fact, your wife keep looking at me. That's why you don't like me. Right. The girl you like and the women you like are watching me, and you can't figure out how to be me. Why don't you just talk about it? Bishop Whitehead changed the game. Now you see all these preachers in the pulpit and Gucci, Louis, with the prince and this. The Bishop Whitehead changed the whole game. Let's talk about it.
And that's why I edited it, because he started to play the music. And we can't play the music. He wasn't talking no more. I just need Bishop to know him saying the men's is upset because they women looking at him and they want him, and the men's can't figure out how to look like him is crazy. Because if you don't go to nobody else's church, what you talking about? Is that what happened in your church? Anyway, that was Bishop Robbery, people. That was our Bishop Robbery watch along, because he around here on some bullshit. Okay, he round here want to be scarred. He wants Simba to run away and never return. It's some foolishness around here. Now I hope Bishop don't go live again tomorrow, because tomorrow we have to get into all of the gossip chatness of it all, because it's 11:30 at night. I know I'm not gonna have time to do no premiere, so tomorrow night 9 p.m. we will have a full gossip chat conversation, fun night of things. I hope y'all all had a good time tonight. Lord, Bishop Rodney be draining me. Today has drained me. It has drained. He's crazy. He really is. We shall see what's gonna happen. I had a good time with y'all. I think it has stopped storming now. I don't see no more lightning outside. Great time, y'all. We have a good time together all the time or whatever. But I love it when I can just watch something with y'all. We can just talk about it or whatever. But do not forget to like the video, please. Share hit share and share it on your social medias, on your Twitter, on your Facebook or whatever and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on ID, Twitter, and TikTok. And y'all know to subscribe. The JayBirds is always have a good time, even on the Robbery. Yeah, Robbery. It's his Robbery. It's his Robbery. Anyway, and who knows what's gonna happen next? Cause he on some BFS, okay? But y'all, be good, be safe. I love you all. A good time was had, and I will see y'all tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for a full gossip chat watch along. I gotta go. Bye.